Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to be going over all the nerfs in Smash Ultimate, specifically the biggest ones that have happened. I'm going to be going over 3 characters that I think have had the biggest nerfs in Smash Ultimate, and I'm also going to throw in some honorable mentions, starting with Inkling. Inkling had some nerfs to roller, and I think to like back air or something. Actually, not back air. I think it was one of her aerials, but I don't think they were that big of a deal. But I think that honestly the metagame killed Inkling. And that sucks, but it's like, I wanted to get this out of the way where it's like, oh, the Inkling nerfs really hurt her. I don't think they really did. I just think Inkling players, like, not really finding new ways to kill and be innovative because they don't have a lot of innovation. Not the players, just Inkling itself. It's kind of linear. And I think that just killed the character, the meta, more than the nerfs. As well as the next character, Crom. Now, Crom did get a pretty big nerf with Chromicide being kind of gutted. You just can't do it on final stock anymore. It still works when you're up a stock, like all suicide things. But having Chromicide on final stock made Crom really scary. And when he doesn't have that, you saw like an immediate drop in places. Like you had Rivers, he was like top 20 in the world with Crom. And then Chromicide got nerfed, and he's not even PGR next season. Now, obviously, that's not the only factor. I also think the meta kind of slowly start to kill Crom as people get better around playing it. But I just think it was an important thing to mention. And then the final 2 characters I have are Peach and Palutena. I think their nerfs were pretty severe. Peach with like her forward air and her turnip. Palutena with her nair and her grabs. But I think that these characters have fallen so like little that it doesn't really matter. Like Palutena went from top 3 to top like 10. Peach went from like top 3 to like top 10, in my opinion. A lot of people don't have her there though. But yeah, I don't think these characters like really fall enough. And then same for Wario. I personally used to have Wario like top 3. My top 3 when Wario was broken was Pika, Joker, Wario, and Wario was probably second. That character was so dumb, and then they nerfed him, and thank God. But I don't think he's fallen super far because he's still a really good character. And I just want to talk about the buffs that are like super heavily affected characters. And honestly, all these characters that I'm going to talk about are still pretty decent, except like one. But yeah, let's just get right into it. I think the third most nerfed character in the game, at least for notable characters, because like K-Rool, they kind of like gutted K-Rool for no reason. He was already bad. But I think Zero Suit got some really big nerfs. Her flip jump nerf and her up B nerfs are really bad, like really bad, especially the flip jump one. That one is tough. They also nerfed forward smash in 2.0, but I don't think that really matters. And then they made flip jump not as large as far as it could travel in 3.0, but then 7.0 comes and the burying hitbox, they make it a lot smaller. So you just basically, because when you used to play against Zero Suit, if you're not like basically already at the max height of your short hop, you're gonna get grounded. It was ridiculous how much you were gonna get grounded, and you like couldn't mash out. Like at some, you get hit at 90, and it's like even the best mashers in the world are struggling to get out around that percent. And then boost kick is ridiculous. And then at 11.0, they made neutral air a little less safe on shield, or they just made it more laggy in general. They had more landing lag. Which makes it less safe on shield, less of a good neutral tool, and Zero Suit's neutral used to be Zair, down B, and neutral air, and now it's Zair and down B, because neutral air you just can't throw out like you used to. It's like a lot worse. And then boost kick, they also gave it more startup lag. I'd still say that is like a big deal, but the nair and the flip jump kicks, those changes are pretty massive, and they hurt Zero Suit a lot. Now Zero Suit's not a bad character. She's still like top 25, top 20. I'm pessimistic about the character. But like she used to be like top 5, like super broken. Mars was farming with her. He still kind of is. Just like the fact that Mars has to pick up a secondary now because he feels Zero Suit is enough, I think is pretty telling. Now obviously one player doesn't define the character, but Zero Suit has definitely fallen from grace. Still very viable though. There's like a ton of Zero Suits doing well. As I mentioned, Mars. There's a ton in Japan, like Kuro, Choco. I'm sure there's some in Europe. Some other Exodia is one that I think of. A ton of very good Shu. Just got a huge ripset over Riddles. A ton of good Zero Suit players, and the character's not bad. I just think the character used to be stupid, and now they're less stupid. The next big nerf is going to be to Olimar. Now, Olimar did get some buffs where they actually fixed his shield, because his shield just used to be broken. Like, it just didn't work, essentially. But then, the nerfs were bad. So they made forward slash do less shield damage. They made Pikmin throw do less shield damage. and 3.0, which were like, okay, those weren't too bad. They were big, but they weren't the end of the world. And then 3.1 came, and they said, screw you, Olimar, we hate you. They made Olimar have a way bigger hurt box, like way bigger. And that's why they had to fix his shield, because you could just shield poke him all the time. But also, the sweet spot of forward smash was made worse. Forward smash had a lot more ending lag. Up smash had a lot more ending lag. And that's huge. It also says that his up B was nerfed, but that's not like that big of a deal. Just like the changes to his up smash and forward smash, it's a big deal, because you used to just spam those moves. You still do, but you used to like just throw them out a million a time. 3 purples, why not? Throwing out purples, throwing out reds, like there's not much you could do to pressure it. Like a yellow was pretty much safe, and it did a ton of shield damage, and because it was like always the sweet spot. But now the character doesn't have as much pressure. The combos aren't as great because you can't always get double up smash. Sometimes you just have to go up smash into up air. You usually can, spoilers, and the forward smash is still broken. But Olimar went from being like early game meta, like a 1.0, 2.0 tier list. Olimar was like top 5. Some people thought top 1, top 3. Like the character was broken, and now you look at today's meta, he's like probably around 20-ish. Still really good, just not as broken as he used to be. Actually, probably lower than 20-ish. I don't know. Every character that used to be good isn't as good now. I'm like, yeah, they're 20. Mario, yeah, he's like 20. But yeah, Olimar used to be really broken, still really broken. People are doing well with them. You have the Buzz, you have Shuton, you have Army, you have Myron, MFA, Suzuboto, like ton of amazing Olimar players. But the character just isn't as good as like PGR Season 1, you had 3 Olimars, 2 in top 10, and Myron was like 12, I think, 12 or 11. No, he was 12, because Cosmos was 11. So, yeah, Olimar used to be super, super broken, still broken now. I think the nerfs hit him pretty hard, but not as hard as this next character. And I think this is undisputed the hardest nerf in Ultimate, maybe the hardest nerf in any Smash game. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just kind of speaking because I'm like, damn, he got rocked. And that is going to be Pichu. Pichu got, I don't want to say gutted, but they went from top 1 to like mid-tier. So the first one was in 3.0. They made Thunderbolt do less shield damage, and they made his aerial hit stun, so it's easier to hit. Like, I don't think he pancakes as much, is basically what it's saying. Which is like, you know, little nerfs. The Thunderbolt one is kind of big, but not the end of the world. And then they go to 3.1, and that's when Sakurai was playing against his nephew, and his nephew was doing like nair loop or bear loops. He was killing him at like 40 with just thunder combos, and Sakurai's like, no, this is dumb, this is stupid, I don't like this. So they made Pichu bigger. Now Pichu's hitbox it was a lot bigger too. They made forward tilt a lot weaker. They made it like 20 points weaker, which is like, that's pretty big. They made forward smash a lot laggier. They made all of his moves do recoil damage, which makes it like, you know, that's his damage he does to himself. And I'm going to go over the specifics because there are a lot. So forward tilt 0.7 to 1, not that big of a deal. Forward smash 0.5 to 2, again, not as big of a deal. You're going to be not using that move a lot. Down smash 0.8 to 1.3, again, should be using a ton. Forward air 1 to 1.5, that's pretty big. Back air 1 to 1.5, pretty big. Down air 1 to 1.5, the aerial hitbox. Forward throw 0.5 to 0.8, that was pretty big. Thunder Jolt, probably the biggest one in my opinion because of how much you use it. 0.4 to 0.7, that's a lot. If you're just spamming Thunder Jolts, let's say I throw 20 Thunder Jolts in a game. That's expected. How much more percent am I taking? I'm taking like 0.3 more each time. I'm taking like, I don't know, 6%, which doesn't seem that much, but tacked upon all the more damage he's taking, Pichu's probably doing like around 60, 70 more damage to himself. Completely made up numbers, it might be around 40, but even 40 you can't really sacrifice when you are the lightest character in the game, and you're bigger now. Skull Bash 0.5, 0.8, not that big of a deal. Agility 0.6 to 0.9 for the first sip, and then, like, which is like a lot. That's a lot. It's your recovery. And then Thunder 3 to 3.5. Thunder was always kind of massive, but just like the amount of damage Pichu does to himself now is insane, and they made his survivability worse because he is like he got significantly bigger. When you're the smallest character in the game, and even if you get a little bigger, it matters a lot. And then F-Tilt also used to be just like something you just don't beat the ledge. It was a 2-frame that killed like a 120, like ridiculously strong. You could spam it super fast. And now it doesn't kill as early. You can't spam it as much because you do more damage to yourself and you're easier to hit. Huge, huge nerfs. Like you can see 3.1 gutted Pichu, nerfed Olimar pretty heavy. Crom was in 2.0, so that's not as big of a deal. Peach was in 3.1, her big nerfs. Zero Suit was in like 11 and 7, so like way later. But yeah, those are just massive nerfs, most of them happening in 3.1. And honestly, I miss nerfs. I wish they would bring them back. I wish we could nerf Steve, probably nerf Pikachu, definitely nerf Roy, definitely nerf Kazuya. Those characters are like not like the best in the game, but they're like up there, and they're just kind of dumb, the things that they can do. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what characters you wish got nerfed. If I missed a character, which I definitely missed some nerfed characters. I mean, of course I did. I only mentioned 6, and a lot of characters have been nerfed. But if you saw like a nerf that's like super big that I just didn't talk about, then please tell me in the comments below. If it's super big, maybe I'll make an entire video about it. I think those are the biggest ones, though. I don't think PT got nerfed super hard. I think the character fell just kind of out of meta. Just like looking at a tier list right now of early alts meta. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Again, if I missed a character, sorry. Please tell me in the comments. I'll comment if I think, yeah, that actually should have been on the list, or maybe an honorable mention. Might do a video on the biggest buffs in Ultimate. I think that could be cool. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Thank you for the support of the videos. Engagement's been really nice. All the subbing, lovely. And let me know what you guys want, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.